Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last class we were talking about the partition function, the most important quantity in the canonical ensemble. From the partition function, this is the partition function, sigma r e to the power minus beta er, where the summation is over all states, possible states of the system. And the quantity, we are summing this quantity e to the power minus beta er. Er is the energy in each of these states. So from that we arrive at a relation for, or we determine the Helmholtz free energy, which is A equal to minus kT this. Okay, so the partition function is with us, we determine the Helmholtz free energy. Then we saw the rest of the thermodynamics follows straightforwardly from this. Entropy is given by this, pressure is given by this expression, chemical potential is given by this expression, CV is given by this expression, Gibbs free energy can be determined. Okay, so all other thermodynamic quantities can be determined once we calculate the partition function and then the Helmholtz free energy. So pressure, we are actually going to now see a relation between this PdV, the pressure, and the volume change, which is equal to the negative change of the mean energy. So we are going to do or arrive at this relation, PdV equal to minus du. So pressure is given by minus dou A by dou T, where A is this minus kT log of this partition function. So once I substitute that here into this, I have this pressure equal to minus dou by dou V minus kT log sigma r e to the power minus beta er. So I differentiate this with respect to volume. Okay, I am differentiating this with respect to volume. So as I differentiate this ER, we have to remember that ER actually is a function of volume. The energy, the different energy states possible for the system depends on volume, because each individual energies of individual particles depends on the volume. So the energy of the system actually depends on the volume. So as we differentiate, we have this kT here, and log, we have this log, so 1 by sigma r e to the power minus beta er, and as we differentiate, we have the sigma r e to the power minus beta er, then minus beta dou er dou v. Okay, so the pressure is equal to, this beta is 1 by kT, this that will get cancelled with this kT, so pressure equal to minus sigma r, this dou er dou v here, dou er by dou v here, e to the power minus beta er over sigma r e to the power minus beta er. Now this e to the power minus beta er over sigma r e to the power minus beta er, this term, this expression is actually the probability for the system to be in a state R, PR. So this is PR. Okay, so the pressure is minus sigma r PR dou er dou v. Okay, PR dou er by dou v. Now from this I am writing this relation. I am taking this dV. Here we have the energy change with respect to volume. I am taking this to the left hand side. So PdV, okay, PdV, that is equal to minus sigma r PR dEr. Okay, I am writing this as dEr. Okay, so this is basically what we know, sigma r PR ER. Sigma r PR ER is U, so sigma r PR dEr is minus du. So sigma r PR dEr is du. So PdV is now equal to minus du. So we just obtain this relation, pressure change in volume is the change in the mean negative change in the mean energy of the system. Okay, now we move on to another expression. We write the entropy in terms of the probability. So we are going to write entropy in terms of the probability. So the probability is, we have written the expression for probability, PR equal to exponential minus beta ER over sigma R e to the power minus beta ER, and that sigma R e to the power minus beta ER is the partition function Q. So PR is Q inverse exponential minus beta ER. So I am taking the logarithm. So log PR is minus log Q, because of this minus 1, minus log Q minus beta ER, exponential minus beta ER. As I take the log, I have minus beta ER. And then what I am going to do is I am taking the mean value of this log PR. So this is the mean value of the log PR. And if I am taking mean value here, I have to take mean value of all these terms in the expression. So I have to take the mean value of log Q, that is log Q itself, because Q is a fixed quantity. Q the partition function for the system, sum over all states of the factor exponential minus beta ER, that is a fixed or constant quantity for the system. So I will get back minus log Q, and here minus beta, the mean value of ER. So that is what I get here. Now I introduce a KT both in the numerator and denominator. Why? Because I can write minus KT log Q as the Helmholtz free energy A. So this is A. So A by KT minus beta ER. This is actually mean value of ER, which is U. So I have this in terms of Helmholtz free energy, beta A, okay, minus beta U, then beta A minus U, and beta is 1 by KT. Now U, we know that is A plus TS. So A minus U by T, A minus U by T is minus S. So minus S by K. So log mean value of log PR, that is equal to minus S by K, or S is equal to minus K, the average, actually it is the ensemble average of log PR. That is equal to minus K sigma R PR log PR. Okay, this mean value of log PR that we know, that is sigma R PR log PR. This is the probability. So in terms of probability, mean value of log PR can be written as sigma R PR log PR. Okay, so for mean energy, we know we write sigma R PR ER. So mean value of log PR, sigma R PR log PR. So S is equal to this. This shows that the entropy of the physical system is completely determined by the probability values PR. On the left hand side we have the entropy, and on the right hand side we have the probability for the system to be in different dynamical states accessible to it. So this shows that entropy of the physical system is completely determined by the probability. Okay, that is the importance of this relation. Another thing is the third law of thermodynamics. The third law of thermodynamics directly follows from this equation. So let's see that, suppose that the temperature is 0 Kelvin. We are bringing down the temperature of the system. So what happens is the system comes to the ground state. So when you decrease the temperature, the system comes to the lowest possible state, the ground state. And if the ground state is unique, normally the ground state will be unique, then the system is surely it will be found in this particular state. Okay, there is only one ground state, so you bring down the temperature and bring it down to 0 Kelvin, the system will be in the ground state, and there is only one state. So for that state the probability will be 1, because the system is in that state, and it is 0, probability 0 for all other states, because system cannot be in those other states. It is definitely in the ground state at temperature 0 Kelvin. So we are talking about the temperature 0 Kelvin. Okay, so at temperature 0 Kelvin, in this equation, for one state the probability is 1. So when we take log P1, we know that is equal to 0. And for all other states the probability is 0, and because of this PR here, this will be 0, the term will be 0. So anyway, the entropy will be 0. Okay, the entropy is 0, which is the Nernst heat theorem, or the third law of thermodynamics, which tells that the entropy of the system is precisely exactly 0 at 0 Kelvin. Okay, this is the Nernst heat theorem, or the third law of thermodynamics. Now this formula that we have written here, this is now we derived for the canonical ensemble. This is applicable to microcanonical ensemble as well. Okay, there for each member of the system of the ensemble, we know we have the equal a priori probability there, the fundamental postulate of the statistical mechanics. There are omega number of microstates, but their probabilities are same, they are all equally likely to occur. So the probability value PR is 1 by gamma for each of these states. Okay, the probabilities are all same, and there are omega number of states, so probability for the system to be in a given state is 1 by omega, and it is same for all states because of the equal a priori probability, all are equally likely to occur. So here for the probability, what I am writing is 1 by gamma, sorry 1 by omega. Okay, omega is the number of microstates, so 1 by omega. So this entropy is minus k sigma r equal to 1 to omega. Why? Because there are omega number of states. So this is 1 by omega log 1 by omega. So this is k omega 1 by omega. Why I am writing omega here? We have to sum over all states. For each state this quantity is same. Okay, for each state this quantity is same. So omega times 1 by omega log omega, this get cancelled, and I get this equation S equal to k log omega. This minus sign will get cancelled because here we have log 1 by gamma, sorry omega, minus log 1 by omega, so that will be minus log omega. So S is equal to k log omega, which is the fundamental equation, the Boltzmann equation in the microcanonical ensemble. So from this relation I can get the equation in the microcanonical ensemble. So that means this is quite a general equation which is applicable to the canonical ensemble and or as well as the microcanonical ensemble. We see an alternative expression for the partition function, an expression which can be used for systems for which the energy levels are degenerate. Okay, that is so far we haven't seen the degeneracy. When we calculate the partition function, we just sum over each individual states without considering the degeneracy. But in a system there may be a certain group of states, GI number of states, all belonging to the same energy value EI. Okay, so certain number of states, group of states GI has the same energy value EI. Okay, so the energy levels are said to be degenerate. Then the partition function is written in this form: sigma I GI exponential minus beta EI. Okay, so here I am simply multiplying with Gi, because for all these Gi states this factor will be same. Okay, their energy values are same. So simply I am taking sum over the different energy levels. Okay, not the sum over different states. Earlier as we were calculating the partition function, we were summing over the different states, but here we are summing over the different energy levels possible for the system, because we have this Gi factor here, which is the total number of states having the same energy value Ei. Okay, so this will be the partition function. Okay, now the corresponding expression for the probability that system is in a state with energy Ei. Okay, so the probability for system to be in a state Ei, not in a particular state. PR is for a particular state. Okay, here what you are telling is the probability for system to have a particular energy Ei. That will be Gi exponential b minus beta Ei over sigma I Gi exponential minus beta Ei. So this is the expression for the probability for system to be in a state of energy Ei. Okay, so these are the alternative expressions for the partition function and for the probability when we take into consideration the degeneracy. Okay, now for the classical systems, this is for the quantum systems. Okay, we are considering the states to be discrete, or the energy values as being discrete. For classical systems, the canonical ensemble theory is a little bit different, or it is different. The ensemble average, I think we have seen this before. The ensemble average is given by of a physical quantity f of qp, that is given by integral f of qp rho of qp d3n p d3n q rho, and in the denominator rho of qp d3n p d3n q. So this is the ensemble average of a physical quantity, which is applicable to any ensemble or general formula. For microcanonical ensemble, this rho of qp is a constant. Okay, microcanonical ensemble. For canonical ensemble, this rho of qp is proportional to what? E to the power minus beta h of qp. Okay, so this is the density function for the canonical ensemble. Actually, we have seen this in the consequences of Liouville's theorem. There we saw for a canonical ensemble the density function is defined like this. This is proportional to this. So here if I take the ensemble average of the physical quantity f, for rho I am substituting this. Okay, I am giving this. So I have this expression here. So mean value of f, that will be equal to integral f of qp e to the power minus beta h. For rho I have e to the power minus beta h. Okay, and on the denominator also I have this. Here this d omega is d3np d3nq, that is d omega. That denotes phase Pauli element of the phase space. Okay, and this quantity, if you take the average, the quantity in the denominator, this is basically the partition function. Okay, so the classical partition function. So this is related to the classical partition function. The denominator is directly related to the partition function of the system. And for the systems, for the from the earlier discussion, we know q and vt sigma r e to the power minus beta here, the sum over the different states. So here for classical case, we replace this sum over the different states by an integral over the phase space. Okay, we are replacing it by an integral over the phase space. So the number of states in the Pauli element, that is given by d omega by n factorial h raised to 3n. Okay, so the appropriate partition expression for the partition function, we know why we are doing this. H3n comes from the idea that the phase space volume equivalent to 1 microstate is h raised to 3n. Okay, so d omega, if you divide it by h raised to 3n, you will get the number of states in that volume element. Okay, h raised to 3n is the fundamental volume, and n factorial, that is actually the Gibbs factor. So the expression for the partition function, now it will be given by 1 by n factorial h raised to 3n integral e to the power minus beta h of qp d omega. Okay, so this factor, this actually comes from the average value. The denominator is the partition function. So I have this quantity, and this I have to, when I compare this with the partition function for the system in this expression, here I have the sum over the states. So to do that, what I do is d omega is divided by h raised to 3n, the fundamental volume corresponding to 1 microstate, and then divide by n factorial, the Gibbs factor. So the partition function, or a classical system, or in classical mechanics, that will be classical physics, it will be 1 by n factorial h raised to 3n integral e to the power minus beta h of qp d omega. So this integration goes over the whole of the phase space. Okay, the integration goes over whole of the phase space. Remember that in the canonical, in the microcanonical ensemble, we had to integrate only in a limited portion of the phase space, because rho of qp, that is constant in a given region of the phase space. Outside the region it is equal to 0. So q and vt is given by this in the canonical ensemble, and the integration is over the whole of the phase space.